Peace, family. I do a lot of videos about my people, and I center it around us coming together, building our own independent means to sustain our way of life. But inevitably, somebody's going to come to me with the question, what do we do when white people come to tear it down? The problem is the fact that black people have been primarily taught their history from their oppressor. You don't see the Jews struggling with this dilemma. They're not fearful of Germans throwing them back into another Holocaust. The Asians are not concerned about the Americans putting them back in concentration camps. Why? Because they taught themselves the history. There's three primary reasons why history is important. Number one is education. That's off rip. Number two, it should be to preserve a way of life or to prevent something from happening ever again. My people, we have been taught history and we've been taught by our oppressor, and it leaves us fearful of becoming the new slaves of white people if we do anything to resist. But like I say, the Jews don't have this problem. The Asians don't have this problem. Any other race of people who've been through any type of human atrocity that's doing better than us, they don't use the fear of the boogeyman doing anything to them ever again. And as a matter of fact, I bet you they would dare, they would challenge anybody to try to do it again today. See, we not like that. Let me put it to you like this. I'm listening to this pastor on TV, and he's telling his parishioners how even I don't like doing everything God say. But I know I don't want to go to hell. And I know I want to end up in heaven. So when you stuck in between where you don't want to be and where you eventually want to be, what's in the middle? He embraced and he loved doing what God wanted him to do, even though he don't agree with it at all. Because he has a healthy fear of God. And see, this healthy fear puts him in the mindset of following the rules that's been laid out for him to achieve God's vision. And he's telling his parishioners, he's encouraging them to do the same thing. He didn't necessarily have to say what he disagreed with God about, but he knew whatever it was, the end result would justify his means. See, black people, because we've been taught by our oppressor, we have an unhealthy fear of whites. And see, this unhealthy fear that we have helps us realize the vision that white people have for us. This unhealthy fear puts us in the characteristics or the mannerisms that has us attaining a goal that we do not want to have. And that place is living in a land where you have no control, no influence over the economics, the business, industry, judicial, the courts, where you live. Black people, this is our hell on earth. We have got to get our mindset to embrace a healthy way of living so that we can do the necessary steps to achieve the goals and ambition that will put us in our heaven. And our heaven can be right here on earth, where we do live in a land where we have ownership and control over our way of life, over our economics, our social order, our politics, our businesses, industrial means. We can finance our own ambitions. We have our heaven on earth will have us live in a mature state where we don't have to seek permission like children for any little thing that we need or want. But just like the pastor said, there are things that he do, even though he don't agree 100%, but he know he has to do it. There are things that we're going to have to do. And even though we may not understand or fully embrace it 100%, but it's going to justify our means. And the more we do it, the easier it becomes. And we can live the life that we was intended to live. Because there's nowhere on earth there's something. If I would have told people 50 years ago that we would be having mass shootings on an almost daily basis, banks collapsing all over the place, foreign countries abandoning the American dollar, and black people still hadn't came together to see about their own internal means to sustain their way of life, would you have believed us? Would you have believed me? But that's where we at right now today. And because we still listen to our oppressor, we still believing that things is going to turn around and for the better for us. But see, white people are not going to, they want you to have what they would never have. They would never accept for themselves what they want black people to have. And that's to live in a land where they have no ownership and control of their economics, their politics, their industrial, their manufacturing. A white person would never want that for themselves, but they want you to have it. We cannot keep following people who will not want for themselves what they want us to have. I mean, it's just as simple as that. Nothing white people have ever done for any other race of people have ever been, they never elevated a race of people to a level that they couldn't achieve themselves. The only reason why white people attach themselves to other people is to hold them down. We got to sever our ties with these people and elevate ourselves to our own levels. White people has never been authority or some type of barometer that success should be measured by. They want equality, a level playing field. They want something to attach black people to so we don't get above where they at. They want to hold on to. We got to sever these ties and commitments to these people and start living our own lives. It's just I can't put it no plainer than that. We deserve it for ourselves. We deserve it for our children and our children's children. Never again should our people have to live in fear of being the new slaves of white just because we want to do better for ourselves. That's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to end this video here. And if you like this message, and if you like this content, and if you like this pressure that I put on our oppressor, put a little pressure on that follow, subscribe, and share button, and catch me in my next video. Ashe.